And they make the inmates and detainees sleep on steel. You see? And then the person that runs the jail is called a warden, which is short for warlock, which is another name for a wizard. And in school, they call them principals or principalities presiding over this school. It's all light magic. Truth hurts, but hey, it'll feel good later. So after these 99 goddesses were created, they created the first 23 scientists. This is all your gods, your first 23. And the very first god that was created goes by the name of Zeus. Down here you call him Satan. He was the 100th soul ever created. And of course, we don't have a numeral system in the astrally, so I'm using numbers so I don't lose you here. But he was the 100th soul. So he was the first God created. This is why in the Bible, they said that Satan was God's prettiest and one of his most powerful angels. And if you go study and do some research, you will see that the Greeks called us angels, angelic beings, angels. Angels. Ang meaning majestic, not having a beginning. Why do you think in the movie Avatar, what was the little boy name that played the Avatar? His name was Aang. And when you break down the word angels, you get angels. El meaning Elohim. Elohim meaning to be a luminous. Luminous beings. So an angel, now they didn't gel the word together, is nothing but a luminous being with no beginning of or no end. For he predates time. He or she predates time. This is the true meaning of angel. We are the angelic beings. So when you talking about, because we've had a lot of names. Hell, they even called us Lemurians. And they got you believing that Lemuria was a place and time before Atlantis, when it was not. The Lemurians are the Atlanteans who were distanced off from us due to these ice walls that are on the other side of Antarctica. And instead of calling them Atlanteans, they renamed them Lemurians. And then called us Atlanteans. And then took us from Atlanteans to tribes. So from Atlanteans, we became Ashanti, Zulus, Cherokee, Choctaw, Navajo, Inca. And from there, from those tribes, we went from there to Black people, African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Dominicans. So the very first soul that was created for the males, for the gods, was Satan. He was the very first one. That's why they bestowed him with so much power. They call him Yakub as well, the big head scientist, because he was so intelligent of all of the original 23 scientists, to the point that they made him the head of the original 23 scientists. Me personally, I'm also one of the original 23 scientists, for I'm the 119th soul that was ever created from source. This is why many of you are magnetized to my live lectures, because of my soul. And the soul knows all truths. My physical could say anything, but your soul feels my soul. You recognize my soul from the astral realms, from before you even came in this vessel. So you gravitate to what's being said because it's the same soul in a different vessel. I am the 119th soul ever created. Out of the original 23 scientists, I was the 19th one created. This is why my landing date, like I keep telling you, 11/22/86. 11 plus 22 plus 86 equals 119. So you have to understand at source, each soul was, if you want to use the term, numbered. All of our souls have been numbered. Somebody right here is the 118th soul. One of you goddesses is the 20th soul. One of you got, fact, just like that. But you have to go within yourself to find out, to remember who you are, because they erased your memories at the hospital when you came out your mother's vagina. That's what the drawing of the blood is all about. That's what giving us shots every year as kids was all about. That's what putting fluoride in the water, poison in the food is all about. Meanwhile, they reading your blood. What's in your blood? Magnesium. Where does magnesium come from? Because the soul is an actual magnetic source. The solar plexus, the soul chakra. The soul sits in the solar plexus. It itself is a sun, and it's a magnetic source. But it's a higher form of magnet. It's a cosmic magnet, an etheric magnet. And it gives off debris. And the debris from the soul leaves traces in your blood that they call magnesium. This is where the magnesium and the iron in your blood comes from, your soul. You have green veins because you are full of gamma radiation. Look at your veins right now. Everybody with carbon in their skin watching alive, look at your veins. I didn't come to talk opinion, nigga. I came to state science. Now, all the human beings watching, look at your veins. What color are they? They blue, aren't they? Yes, they are. They blue. Two completely different species. Your veins are blue because that comes from genetic splicing. You are single-celled organisms. You are not immortal. We are. However, blue is a primary color. So is green. The only primary color that's not a primary color is red. They lied. We'll get to that though. But we have veins full of gamma radiation. Gamma radiation, when it comes in contact with any form of radiation, is enhanced. This is why the Incredible Hulk got all his power from what? Gamma radiation. All the Avengers are about us. All the X-Men about us. Just do a little research on genetics. These 23 scientists have never left the planet in a way. Only a few of us have. Most of us have been here the whole time, taking on different vessels. Noble Drew Ali is one of the original 23 scientists. You know him as Noble Drew Ali, for that is the vessel that he took on. But I'm telling you who the soul was behind the vessel. No different than Aang in the Avatar. In that life, he was Aang. In a lifetime before that, he was somebody else. But he was the Avatar. That's what the movie The Avatar is about. The Avatar is all about these embodiments that we take on. Us. How he had the ability to master all 4 elements. That's us. The Avatar is about us. But Noble Drew Ali is one of the original 23 scientists that came and dropped messages. Dr. York is one of the original 23 scientists. Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine. These are the names they took on, but I'm telling you who they are astrally. This is why Malcolm X is one of them. This is why when Elijah Muhammad was giving his teachings with the Nation of Islam back in the 60s and the 50s, he spoke of these 23 scientists who never left, who never leave, and they live amongst us because they take on different vessels, lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. This is why every single generation ends up with a leader, or not a leader, but someone to come along and speak the message to the people and unite them. Every generation has had one. Have we not? This is what Marvel's Eternals is all about. These beings been here the whole time and this and that. Now, once the original 23 sciences were created, what we did was we did exactly what the goddesses told us to do. They said, be fruitful and multiply, create. So we created endless multiverses. But the very first multiverse that was created was this one right here. We made our home, Sirius X headquarters, the center of the multiverses. All multiverses circulate around this one. Now, Sirius X is located in the 9th universe. Each multiverse has 9 universes with 3 alternates. In this multiverse, Sirius X is in the 9th universe, 19th galaxy. This planet that you know is Mother Kai is located in the 9th universe, 999th galaxy. This was the last planet created out of all the planets, all the universes, all the galaxies, right here. This is the only planet where you could look into the sky and see their entire multiverse and those close to it, those neighboring multiverses. Creation is infinite. It doesn't end. It goes as far as you can think of. This is what they like to call the imagination. But the imagination is a real thing. This is why when you come here, the imagination is like the vehicle of the cosmos, of the quantum realms. Because your imagination is what you use to create. So this is why when you come here, you be full of imagination. And then they chop your imagination down. Tell you don't do it. You stop. You lose all your gifts as a kid. The moment you lose your imagination, you lose your ability to create. So they have you create a self-prison around you that you created for yourself. Because if you do imagine some shit, you be like, well, I ain't going to believe it. It's just my imagination. You see? But these 23 scientists set out to create the multiverses and all you see in it. This is where your planets come from and your celestial bodies. It was us who made these celestial bodies feminine energies as opposed to masculine energies to keep intact the balance of the feminine energy being first. So every planet is a feminine entity giving birth to 9 other realms within it. After these multiverses were set in place, then we began to fill it with life. Okay? So this is where all your extraterrestrial races come from. Arcturians, Syrians, Pleiadians, Reptilians, Lyrans, Nomos, Nagas, Zetagrays, Targrays, the original elves. This is where all these different beings came from. Your animals, your insects, your elements, your elemental beings. Seeing this planet to be fit for us as a spiritual dojo, a place where we can make the spirit or soul ascend quicker, because that's one of the main purposes for creating this planet, was so that we can grow. All right? When souls come here, they have an advantage that they don't have on other planets. They can grow at 6 times, 3 times the rate. 6 times the rate. It's literally, that's the way we set it up. We designed the Akashic Records, which is a holographic library. We set and balance the polarities, the laws of rhythm, the laws of attraction, the laws of karma, to maintain balance. After we seen that it was fit, we descended down here. So that means we had to take on a physical vessel now. And the first physical vessels we took on when we first came down here, we didn't look like this. We didn't call ourselves Anunnaki or Anunnaki. The Greeks called us that after we created them, after Zeus created them, and then they came to our planet, and we reverse engineered and taught them everything we knew. They began to make scribes and write down everything they saw us doing. The Greeks deemed us the Anunnaki, Anunnaki. Why? Because the planet was called Kai. Which really Kai means chi. Because they reversed all the alphabets and shit. But Kai really means chi. All this intent lies here. It's like one big crystal full of intent and energy. And only we were able, the gods were able to tap into this energy. The Greeks ain't know how we was doing that. So they began to write stories about us. They couldn't understand it. We were still teaching them things. They were just baffled, flabbergasted. And all of these stories they wrote about us became your stories of legend. That's where all your myths come from and your mythological creatures come from. They didn't lie in Greek mythology. Everything they said in Greek mythology took place. They just changed the names. Everything they were scribing was really going on. And when we came, we stood 50 to 100 feet tall in this density. We was on the 33rd density. or dimension, if you want to call it that. And we were violet or red, if you want to say that, blue and green. These are our original colors. Now, we were violet, blue, and green. But if you was to Google, what are your primary colors, they're going to tell you red, yellow, and blue. Keep in mind, when we first came here, we were violet, blue, and green. Violet, blue, green. Now, why would we be those colors? Let me show you something. Come along now. Join me, shall we? Join me at the tablet. All right, let's find out about it. Now, why were we blue, violet, and green? Check something out. Let's look at it. All right. Now check this out. Additive mixing. The additive mixing of colors is not commonly taught to children, as it does not correspond to the mixing of physical substances such as paint, which would correspond to subtractive mixing. Two beams of light that are superimposed mix their colors additively. Now keep this. The additive mixing of colors is not commonly taught to children, okay? So look, these are not the true primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. All right, they let you know right here in the additive mixing that they don't teach the true primary colors to children. So when they taught us in school that the primary colors was red, yellow, and blue, they really lied to you. Now, check this out. By convention, the real three primary colors in additive mixing are red, green, and blue. I told y'all violet. All right, they said red, but we're going to see where red comes from. Red comes from violet. Another name for violet is magenta, okay? We're going to get to that in a second. But by convention, the three primary colors in additive mixing are red, green, and blue. In the absence of light of any color, the result is black. If all three primary colors of light are mixed in equal proportions, the result is neutral, gray or white. Stay with me now. Stay with me, okay? Now, I just told you that when we first came here, we were originally violet, blue, and green. Some of us was red. Some of us was even all colors of like green, yellow. But when you get into mixing of the colors, you will see that magenta mixed with another color makes red. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. And that in the absence of light. So if there's no light, that's what I want to focus on. Remember, because I want you to see when we descended into this physical realm of density, why were we blue, green, and violet? Because those three colors together, all the colors is us. Black. With no light, the absence of light of any color is black. Okay? So as we descended down into this density, we begin to take on different colors because we are straight dark matter energy. Okay? So the colors we took on was the first colors. Violet. These are what they call this is where they get the three primary colors from. And they call them primary because prime means first. Let me see. Let's look at it. What is the etymology of the word primary? Late Middle English from Latin, primarius from primus means first. Okay? So they call them primary colors because these colors come from us, the Anunnaki. And we were first. Dark matter energy beings, absent of light. So we were pure darkness. But as we descended down here and we set these suns in motion, light came into play. When light came into play, which photon energy combined with us, all right, you got all these different colors. You only gonna get three though originally: violet, blue, and green. Okay? Now, let's find out why. Okay? So this is out. Okay. So, first off, let's do this. Let's do this. So, we were blue, green, and violet. Check this out. So, first off, I told y'all let's look it up. Check it out. Okay, y'all. Boom. Let's look at the primary color chart here. Let's take it back to kindergarten. You can see why they lied to us about the colors. Okay. All these colors come from us. All right. This is why we are the rainbow. Okay. We know the rainbows are stargates, but understand that all these colors come from black. That's why they tell you the absence of light. The absence of light. In the absence of light, meaning no light at all, of any color, the result is going to always be black. Okay? Now, let's look at the primary colors that they teach you. Class, they teach you that the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. That's a lie. The primary colors are violet, green, and blue. And why? Because violet is where we come from. All right? Violet, blue, green, as we descended in density. So the only color on here that they didn't lie about in primary colors was blue. So we need to find out where yellow and red come from then. Why are they saying red and yellow was a primary color if it is not? All this dates back to us. And it's called primary because prime means first. The Anunnaki was first. We were first. All colors come from us. This is why they called us color folk. All right? This is why they even called us color folks, colored people. Okay? When they called us color folks, they literally talking about the essence of where we descend from. All right? Black, violet, blue, green. Hold on. We come from black. We descended to violet. The lower we get in density. Blue. More lower, green. These are the three original colors we were when we came in this density. Don't that kind of sound like the chakra chart? Violet, crown, blue, lighter blue, then green, and yellow, then. Yeah, stay with me. It gets deeper. You're going to see why they lied to you in school about the primary colors and what primary colors really represent. It comes from us, Anunnaki gods, being first. Even the fucking robot Optimus Prime was called Optimus Prime. All right? Prime meaning first because he was one of the first robotoids on the planet. You feel me? So check this out. People have no clue how this color wheel of primary colors. They make you go to preschool, right? And they teach you about these primary colors in kindergarten, all right? Because this is a garden where they are lying to you about your kindred, all right? And what you come from, your next of kin, which is us Anunnaki gods, all right? So check this out. Now, we see on the color wheel, that the only color they didn't lie, because listen, when you talk about secondary colors, all these colors mix together from these original three to make secondary colors. And then when you mix these secondary colors, you get these colors. So we gonna only focus on the original three primary colors. Why did they add yellow and red? Why they lie? Why they add yellow and red? Because blue is a primary color, but red and yellow is not. Let's find out. So let's start with yellow. All right. What two colors, hold on. What two colors make yellow? When red and green mix, the result is yellow. All right. So what I said the original colors was violet, blue, and green. So mixing the original green color, which is us, that's a primary color, with red gets you yellow. But hold on, we got to find out where red come from, right? Because